Hello beauties! Welcome back to Beauty Within, where we chat all things skincare, self-care, and healthy living to find our beauty within. Today, we want to address some of our go-to ingredients that help balance, soothe, and calm down irritated skin.
And we did do a previous video where we also mentioned 4 of our other favorite, and that included propolis, mugwort, and some other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head. But these are 4 new ones because, you know, skincare ingredients, we always see them on the back of the packaging, but we're like, what do they actually do? So this is stripping down to the basics, what each ingredient really can do and how it works on our skin. And the ones we'll be looking at specifically today include licorice root, Centella Asiatica, tea tree, and Willowbark extract, all of which we see in basically every single product.
Yeah, and we want to thank Plum Shop for sponsoring a portion of today's video so that we can share Mediheal's new Cica tea tree line. Cica and tea tree, both in one.
Yeah. Alrighty, so let's just jump into it. Alrighty, let's kick it off with licorice root because I think it's something that you will definitely see in a lot of products that you wouldn't even expect. Like, go turn around your skincare routine and I bet you it will be there.
Do you like licorice as a candy?
No, the black one, yeah. It's like weird tasting.
So the first time I actually ate licorice, I was like, this looks beautiful, I'm gonna eat it. And I ate it and I was like,
it's like weird to describe the taste.
Yes.
Huh? It's like bitter.
So just like the candy we know, this extract comes from the licorice root plant, which is also known as Glycyrrhiza glabra.
But did you know licorice is actually one of those medicinal herbs that's been widely used for centuries and in ancient Chinese medicine due to its antioxidant and antiviral as well as antimicrobial properties. And I typically find them or associate them with like brightening ingredients.
Yes.
Either like with arbutin, niacinamide.
It is like the Robin to all of these more active and popular ingredients. Because you never see a skincare brand be like licorice root line.
Yeah.
And just as a quick refresher, melanin is the pigment that we produce in our skin to give it color. Melanin also acts somewhat as the paint that stains the skin cells as they travel to the surface of the skin.
So that's why when we get tanned, we go darker because the melanin's actually coming to the surface to try and protect our skin.
So for the licorice root, it's known to have an active compound called glabardin that helps regulate this excess melanin production by inhibiting the melanin's production process through an enzyme called tyrosinase. Tyrosinase is what makes the skin get dark after exposure to the sun and plays a role in the production of melanin.
But that's not it, because licorice root also has another compound known as licoritin, which is found to depigment the hyperpigmentation by breaking down the existing melanin, and this process can help once again to reduce skin pigmentation that you see on your skin. So really effective for potentially like melasma, which kind of builds up in these bigger chunks.
On top of its skin brightening abilities, licorice root has an active ingredient known as licochalcone A, which is here and is responsible for increasing antioxidant production in the skin, controlling oil production, calming inflammation, and even delaying the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Wow.
And to top it all off, licorice also has another rich profile that's high in flavonoids and also saponins called glycyrrhizin, which helps give the antiviral and anti-inflammatory properties within the skincare when it's formulated with it. So if you ever see glycyrrhizin, licorice root, I feel like if they want to be fancy, they'll do like glycyrrhizin and then bracket licorice root. So if you see that, now you know it can really help with brightening and lightening the hyperpigmentation. Which leads us on to some of our favorite products that we found searched in our stash that contain licorice root.
Okay, so the first is this Ultra Repair Wild Oat Hydrating Toner. This is just, I think like it's an oat toner, right?
Yeah.
And you think of it as like very nourishing and soothing, which it is, but the fact that there's
Also licorice.
yeah. Yeah, so if my skin's ever feeling irritated, if it's feeling a bit like raw or red or just anything like that, this is one of my go-to toners. So in here, on top of the colloidal oatmeal, there's wild oats, honey, licorice root, oat kernel extract, extract and sodium hyaluronate. So this really is a very soothing, gentle friend.
And it has a very unique consistency in that it's like a watery, milky texture.
Even though, yeah, it comes out milky, it's a very watery consistency that
Yeah.
just very quickly absorbs into your skin and gives it that instant of hydration.
It's a no-brainer anytime your skin is compromised, like a
Yeah.
rash, or you have dermatitis, or you have anything that's kind of aggravating, this will definitely heal it back to life. And then we also have the Paula's Choice 10% Niacinamide Booster. This is probably one of my most used skincare items. Finally, I kind of like stopped using it because of all the other things that we're trying, but I think I've gone through like 10 bottles. It is a niacinamide booster, meaning you can add this into your serum, add it into your moisturizer, use it as a toner by itself. It's just like, in terms of the ways you can use it, very flexible. But it also has a little bit of vitamin C, ascorbyl glucoside, which is the derivative, making it much more user-friendly and less irritating potentially. There's also sodium hyaluronate, as well as allantoin, and then of course the licorice root extract. And then in terms of the licorice component, it's actually broken into 3 different compounds or different ingredients. So there's the licorice root extract, dipotassium glycyrrhizate, and then there's also licorice extract. It's kind of like how Cica has different compounds as well. Licorice also kind of like manifests that way. So this one's all in all, I just love it because you can use it however you like. And skincare should be flexible, that works with you, not against you. And then kind of going up a notch, again, there's the Peter Thomas Roth AHA BHA Acne Clearing Gel. So this is like an acne treatment product, right? You know, with active ingredients, it once again plays well into it. So it contains the 2% salicylic acid, 10% glycolic acid, as well as soothing ingredients, including the aloe vera and licorice root extract. So this one is for people who have like really stubborn blackheads and whiteheads, because only chemical exfoliants are really going to be able to dissolve that, as well as managing breakouts. If you have like chin or cheek acne, you really want to kind of clarify that all.
So as we mentioned, licorice root is also very versatile in terms of what you can formulate it with. So on top of the toner, serum, and gel cream, there's also an oil. So Sunday Riley has a U.F.O Ultra Clarifying Face Oil, which is a quick drying facial oil that helps unclog congested pores, and it contains 1.5% salicylic acid, tea tree oil, black cumin seed oil, which helps with fighting acne as well as unclogging pores. And there's also pomegranate seed oil, as well as licorice root extract and a bunch of flower and vegetable plant extracts that help give it an antioxidant boost.
Yeah, that one was interesting because you wouldn't really think of using an oil, like a facial oil, to treat your acne. And thinking back, I don't know how effective it was at like kind of getting away like stubborn pimples, but I think it was definitely great for nourishing the skin. I think they also suggested that you use that as a serum or moisturizer. But anyway, facial oils are also very versatile in the way that you use it. So since Sunday Riley is more kind of like up there in terms of ka-ching, you can still find them in really affordable products like Good Molecules. They have the Niacinamide Daily Toner, which we absolutely loved when we first tried it because it was only like, it was under $20 for a pretty sizable bottle. And this one is designed for hyperpigmentation to help subtly brighten up and even out the skin tone because it contains the niacinamide. It also contains the arbutin as well as 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid and also the licorice root. So all of them were like very subtly brightening ingredients.
I feel like this is like a milder version of the Paula's Choice 10% because you have similar ingredients that are all there to do the same thing.
All right, so that's enough of licorice root for now. I think like, let us know what your favorites are. If you love eating it, if you like applying it.
Moving on to Centella Asiatica. If you've been following our channel for a while, you know how much we love products made with Centella. Centella Asiatica is a medicinal herb that originated in Asia and was used in many cultures in both the East and the West for its medicinal properties.
So what's the difference between Cica and all these other skin-soothing, skin-healing ingredients? What makes it the gold standard for skin healing is due to its amino acids, which can help to increase collagen synthesis and also speed up wound healing from burns and acne and things like psoriasis or even atopic dermatitis, because there is that legend that the tiger rubbed its furry skin on it to heal the wounds.
Yes. Centella is an interesting ingredient because oftentimes you won't find just Centella Asiatica extract in your products. You're actually more likely to find the extract mixed in with up to 4 other compounds, including Asiaticoside, Asiatic acid, madecassoside, and madecassic acid. All of these are known as terpenoids, which act as the main active compound of Centella Asiatica.
Now with products, as we were searching through our skincare arsenal, it was so easy to find Cica products because they're just like everywhere. And they're all kind of like packaged green. So let's start off with the new line from Mediheal because we know them more as like the gold standard of like sheet masking, right? But they came out with this line, which is the Tea Tree Biome Cica range. So it's in this beautiful kind of like green color that speaks Centella, I guess. And they have the cleanser, a toner, and ampoule, as well as a moisturizer and pads.
So the first is the Tea Tree Biome Blemish Cica Gel Cleanser. This has a very beautiful gel texture, just like a very refreshing of a cleanser.
So what's cool about it is the fact that it's gel, which is our favorite kind of consistency. And I can use this as a dry cleanse as well, which means that you just put maybe 1 to 2 pumps on it and put it directly onto your dry skin, massage it in, and then emulsify it with some water. What makes this cleanser a little bit different and really great for like combination skin as well as acne prone or breakouts is that it's got the soothing and healing properties of Centella, including Centella extract as well as Asiaticoside, madecassic acid, and Asiatic acid, so it's got all those compounds, but it's also got really gentle chemical exfoliants, including the PHA, also known as gluconolactone, which helps to break apart, dead skin that's stuck in the pores and helps to dissolve it really gently compared to like your more heavy hitting glycolic acids. And in the cleansing step, that's what you want it to do, right? To just gently break apart like the debris and the
day's
buildup.
grime.
Yeah, and then wash it off.
There's also aloe leaf water, green tea leaf water, licorice root extract, and willowbark extract.
All of which are in this video because they're really great kind of like supporting ingredients.
So the interesting thing about this specific cleanser is that although it is a gel, it kind of goes on like an oil. Like it's pretty watery compared to most gel, like if you think of the Crave or even the Then I Met You. And then the texture, I think because it is a bit glossy, it kind of gives you the fact that it's like pretending to be an oil, but I'm not.
Yeah, like a serum.
Yeah.
So as a second step of your routine, if it's a toner that you need, there's actually 2 different types of toning products. One is your kind of typical toner liquid, and then there's also the pads. The difference with the pads is that on top of the PHA gluconolactone, it contains LHA, which is another very gentle chemical exfoliant to help with the revealing of brighter, softer, even skin.
When do you reach for that more versus like a typical toner?
Yeah, when I'm lazy. Because it's just there and you're like, oh, it's already got the pad, it's already doused in the toner.
Yeah.
And I feel like because it's got the additional LHA, it does a little bit more.
So for me, I love to use toning pads as little sheet masks, but it doesn't cover my whole face, and my face is so dry.
It's just the cheek. Especially for your dry skin, you can't even like mist something over and be like, okay,
it
that'll
just
be fine.
right away.
Yeah.
And then the toner, it's very similar to all the other products we mentioned. It just doesn't have the LHA. As Fel mentioned, the toning pad is the only thing that has it. And it's a very watery, soothing toner. Yeah.
This line actually really reminds me of Dr. Jart Biome. Like a very similar and affordable option because Dr. Jart can be quite expensive.
Yeah. It's like the Dr. Jart Tiger Grass Cica line mixes with the Biome line.
Yes!
And their tea tree line.
Yeah!
They actually have 3 lines like separately, but there's just
packs it all in one.
Yeah.
Which is why I think if you have combination skin, if you're looking for like an overall evening, this line could really help because of the gentleness of it all, but with the tea tree anti-inflammatory. So then there's the toner if you need the toner. My favorite is probably this cream.
the cream.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
beautiful.
Yeah. Is it enough for you? Because it's like a water bursting gel cream.
It is not, but it's beautiful.
And you get a lot of it.
You do.
And this green is gorgeous.
I love this green. Like a more muted
Yes.
mint green.
So you can see it's like a very typical gel consistency, but it doesn't leave it. Some gel moisturizers are a little bit oily feeling afterwards, which might give your drier skin more advantage, but for combo oily skin, I think this is perfect.
Yeah, Yeah. So this contains 25% Centella Asiatica, like the family of it, of all the ingredients that we mentioned earlier. There's also 50% tea tree leaf water and green tea leaf extract. And there's also 5 different types of hyaluronic acid. So it really is giving you the hydration that your skin needs.
As you know, in the moisturizing step, you just really want to seal in everything without it being overly suffocating. So this one, compared to the others, don't have a chemical exfoliant, but I love it! It's got all our favorite things: tea tree, green tea, Centella. Oh my gosh. So yeah, if I was to pick, I think like the cleanser I really love, just because we love the texture of it, and the cream. So then there's also, speaking of Dr. Jart, there's like other Centella products like the Cica line.
Yes, this is my favorite. But this is the Tiger Grass Calming Gel Cream. I love the cream.
Yeah.
I haven't been using it as much. I think I kind of got enough of that in 2020, but it's probably one of those products that as soon as I go back to it, it'll be like as if the love never faded.
Aw, that's so cute. There's also the iUnique Centella Calming Gel Cream, which is Centella Asiatica leaf water, 70%, as well as tea tree leaf water. So you'll see that like the ones that are very calming and kind of designed for helping alleviate with acne have very similar ingredients. So we're doing a test.
Yes.
So the iUnique is probably the most gel, almost like watery. The Dr. Jart is light, but it has this kind of oily feeling.
It does, slightly.
Yeah, and then the Mediheal looks like the thickest, but it still blends to a water. So they're all very similar, but I would say the Dr. Jart leaves kind of a lingering, nourished feeling. So there you go. One of my holy grails for the longest time, I haven't used it for a while now, but recommended it to a bunch of people and they also loved it, is the CosRx Centella Blemish balm or cream. And what it is this kind of like almost white paste. It's like very thick.
I remember the first time I used it, I was like, wait, I don't think this doesn't belong on my skin.
Yeah, even though it's thick, right?
Yeah.
But it is a spot treatment cream. And I also used it wrong at the beginning. It was like the most misunderstood product. Used it all over my face as a face cream. And woke up the next day and I was like, oh my God, I am like so glowing. But it does really soothe. You know, if we're talking about like calming down redness and inflammation, I feel like nothing really did the job apart from this. I used to feel comfort in applying this over an active pimple where it was like 3-dimensional and protruding out of my skin. And I feel like, you know, you just want to be like, there. And that's what this did. Yeah, so that's that one.
And the last product we'll mention in passing as the last step of your skincare routine is the Laneige Cica Sleeping Mask. Ooh, that texture.
That texture. You know, come to think of it now, it reminds me of the Make Pren Safe Me cream. You know how it's very soft and glistening.
bouncing. I was sleeping on it for the longest time because I was like, it's not for me. It's probably for people who have more like oily combo skin, so it's lighter, but it's not. It's great. So in there's squalane, glycerin, panthenol, as well as asiaticide, madecassic acid, asiatic acid, as well as fermented forest yeast extract, which is rich in antioxidants and helps to bind water to our skin. So the formulation, the texture, the feel, the cushiony, and like, it's a dream.
Yeah, for all. Dry, combo, oily. Love that sleeping mask. Okay, so that is enough for now in terms of Cica. We could go on, but these are just some of the ones that we've come across.
Moving on to tea tree oil. So when I think of tea tree oil, I think of little people sitting in a tree drinking tea together. That's actually like my impression of, I don't know, it's a tea tree.
I think of lice. Dude, because tea tree oil has been in my life, probably my longest relationship ever. Not because of lice, but because if you have acne-prone skin, tea tree as an ingredient has been there since day one.
Tea tree oil is found to have many compounds, as many as 100 of them, which is known as terpenin 4-ol. And this is what's responsible for having strong antimicrobial, antiseptic, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory properties tea tree is known for.
Another reason why you might see it in a lot of acne or oily skin products is because it's also non-comedogenic, so it doesn't clog your pores and has antioxidant properties as well for the skin, and is even found to increase the white blood cell activity to help speed up the wound healing. So if you have acne, you want to heal that wound up.
But if you're wondering why tea tree oil and other essential oils are irritating for your skin, it's because they're capable of oxidizing when exposed to light, air, and heat, all of which can degrade the beneficial compound and make it unstable.
Sounds like our vitamin C friend. And this can be the reason why some people can develop allergic contact dermatitis or sensitized skin when using these ingredients. You know how lately a lot of people don't like essential oils? It's the way that it's formulated and the way that it's used, right, that actually makes all the difference. So if you like put tea tree oil straight onto a wound, yes, of course it will probably sting, but if it's formulated right, it can really give you those skin benefits. So keeping all that in mind, let's go into some of our favorite, very subtle and skin healing products. My recent favorite has been the Biossance Tea Tree Balancing Oil. So as we know, Biossance is really known for their squalane, which is a natural substance that our sebum contains, but they also found a way to formulate and generate it in safe ways without harming sharks.
Sugarcane.
And this is an oil serum, and because it's so lightweight and fast absorbing for oily skin and acne prone skin, it really does help with that anti-inflammatory aspect to slowly and subtly like calm it down. It's not really gonna be there and like obliterate your acne. If you want something to heal the spots, I would go for a treatment, like a spot treatment. But overall, it gives your skin that evened out, subtle glow that I find very appealing.
When you have active breakouts, would this be what you go for? No, right? This is more like to keep the boat afloat when things are relatively okay.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we feel combo. All of a sudden, it's like dry in some areas, dull in some areas, oily in some areas. This is basically my routine for those times.
So it's a balance.
Yeah.
There's also a tea tree essence from Dr. Circle. So this has 95% tea tree leaf extract. So if you want something that's tea tree, this is the one.
So Dr. Circle was a brand that I first used from Ololly, their propolis serum or essence that truly changed my life. And I feel like what this one really does is help to even the skin. So if you're like oily and combo and dry all at the same time and you need to like even it out, but and also like tone and balance, something like this can balance the texture of your skin.
So this is like a toner on crack.
Yeah.
Feels like water, but then because it's 95% tea tree, you're like, wow.
Yeah. Like it is so high in the anti-inflammatory department, so that's something that you can look into.
As we mentioned earlier, Dr. Jart has their Cica line, they have their Biome line, and they also have the tea tree line. This is something that we haven't mentioned as much. I've actually been trying to get Fel to use it for the longest time, but there's a lot of products sitting under our desk.
There is. From Dr. Jart.
So this is a lightweight moisturizer that targets impurities and calms irritated skin. It's made up with 81.5% tea tree extract sourced from Australia. Down under.
Down under, yeah, because tea tree I think originally was from Australia.
There's also salicylic acid, Centella Asiatica extract, Trehalose niacinamide, and witch hazel extract.
That sounds like a dream for acne-prone skin. And one that we really love is the Ionic serums. They have a tea tree relief serum, which is that lightweight, like bloop kind of.
The gold standard of serums.
Yeah.
It's interesting how all of these products have each other with them.
Yes. Moving on to Willowbark.
Willowbark.
Another one that you'll see probably in the back of your ingredients list, but who really knows what it does? Well, let us see.
It is a plant extract that's derived from the bark of the willow tree. Like all other ingredients we listed before, willow bark was used for centuries for medicinal purposes. Willow bark is also known as Salix alba or white willow tree, which is what's commonly found in our skincare product.
And sometimes it's only written as Salix alba, so now you know that it's actually willow bark. And I think if you guys are into BHA, you might also associate BHA with willow bark, because let's see why.
If you're familiar with chemical exfoliants, particularly BHAs like Fel just mentioned, salicylic acid can help reach into the pores and mop up excess sebum to help reduce acne and breakouts.
But as for willowbark extract, it's found to have similar properties to salicylic acid. It's not exactly the same due to its substance known as salicin. And just to put things into perspective, when salicin metabolizes with the help of some enzymes in our skin, it turns into salicylic acid.
This means willowbark extract can potentially exfoliate the skin in a very, very gentle way, help reduce the appearance of pores, and even out skin tones for a plump and glowing complexion.
And on top of that, it's also rich in polyphenols, flavonoids, tannins, which we find in things like green tea, which makes it really rich and high in antioxidants, which helps to prevent things like aging and protects our skin. Okay, so one that was at the forefront of my mind in terms of products when we were looking into willowbark was the Versed Just Breathe Clarifying Serum. So all of these, I feel like if you just want to rebalance your combo skin, willowbark is really great for that. So this has willowbark extract as well as zinc blend. It has a zinc blend, and zinc is also really great for inflammation and acne prone skin. And then it's also got pore purifying properties from the niacinamide, a little bit of salicylic acid, as well as sodium hyaluronate and panthenol. And panthenol is vitamin B5, so it's helping to restore and rebuild your skin and keep in that hydration. So this is a really affordable option. So very easy to use in the skin, and it just sinks really quickly. You don't even have to have problematic acne prone skin to be able to enjoy this. I feel like if you're like feeling overly oily for some reason, this can really help with it and clarify. And one that you might not have thought it would be in, but actually has a lot of ingredients, is the
Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow Serum. So this is an exfoliating serum that Fel and I mentioned. I think this was a dupe for something else. If I remember correctly, it might be Sunday Riley's Good Genes as like a more affordable but still very expensive. So in here, there's AHAs, lactic acid, and hibiscus flower extract. There's also honey. There's honey extract, propolis extract, royal jelly extract, which are all very anti-inflammatory and antibacterial. And of course, there's willowbark.
That one's a really effective serum, truly for that glow.
It's like,
yeah.
it's like one of those serums that when you put on, it will sting a bit. Because I think there is like the AHA is formulated pretty high. Yeah. I think it's double digits.
18 or 16%.
14, 12.
Yeah, but super effective.
Yes. And another one is Ren's Ready Steady Glow Toner. This was my go-to when Beauty Within first started. So this is also an AHA. It has lactic acid as well as azelaic acid and of course willowbark. Another question for Fel, since she's the textbook acne child of Beauty Within.
And I have overcome it. So let me share with you.
Okay, so BHA and acne, we know it's like match made in heaven, right? So when would you use more AHA type chemical exfoliants?
I would use BHA for when I'm trying to treat my acne and AHA for when I'm trying to get rid of my hyperpigmentation. So it's after. So that actually I'm using a lot of AHA these days because I've had a lot of like residual pigmentation from pimples. Not that BHA can't heal with that because BHA can help with blackheads, but I feel like AHA is good for that surface because it's water soluble. And then another option that we have that includes kind of fermented ingredients as well as the willowbark is this one from By Wish Trend. It's their quad boosting essence. And I absolutely love this one because it's a toner consistency, but it contains propolis extract as well as fermented honey and black tea, which is another one of our favorite ingredients, as well as the willowbark to kind of brighten everything, to control excess sebum.
There's 10% willowbark.
Yeah. And I feel like anything with propolis extract, fermented black tea is there as an antioxidant booster. It really is boosting to brighten on a daily, even out your skin tone, hydrate, and it does the most. I don't see you really gravitating towards something like this.
I mean, I think it's like great if it's formulated into products, but willowbark doesn't stick out as an ingredient that's like super hydrating or like super nourishing for the skin.
And then kind of just speaking of like inconspicuously in the ingredient list without you knowing, it's also in the Tata Harper. Actually, a lot of their ingredients, so they're known for the floral.
Yeah, the essential essences, it's like a garden. Garden vegetable party.
Hydrating floral essence, hydrating booster in mist form.
Oh, it's a nice mist.
It is a beautiful mist. But I remember this one, for some reason, unlike all the other mists we use, leaves this kind of like tacky feeling on my face. And then you let it kind of sink in and then it like goes away, but that was interesting. This one also contains Willowbark extract as well as damask rose flower water, aloe leaf, lavender flower oil, witch hazel, sodium hyaluronate, Centella Asiatica, and rice extract. So it really is just like a garden from everywhere. a rose garden, a rice field, Centella tiger grass. It's got everything, but this is a little bit more pricey. So that was quite a long video, but honestly, these are some of the greatest kind of like subtly invisible best friend that help to calm. I think the theme of this video is just balance. They all really help to balance, to soothe, and subtly brighten. So what did you think about this week, or what did you learn this week that you would like to enlighten me and the audience on?
So this is something that we've shared about before. I think when you are stressed and when there's a lot of things going on in your life, you tend to focus on yourself because it's like, I am stressed, I have to do all of these things. Oh my God, what to do, right? And then you tend to forget about other people. So it's like realizing time and time again that innately as humans, I think there's a part of us that tends to be more me, I. And it's just taking a step back in times of high stress or just in any time, in any situation, to be like, okay, so like, whoa, let's remove myself from the situation and just objectively observe the situation.
It's true though, because when you feel like the pressure is all on, and to even need to think of another person and like need to think of their feelings and all that, it really is working a muscle that you're already trying to work for yourself, and it's like hard enough, but it's like, I have to extend outwards.
But that's like what we talked about with meditation, right? Like it gives you that buffer so that when things like this come up, it gives you space and room to think about things before you react.
So knowing what our defense weapon is, if we can like learn what it is that builds these walls, we can like let them down slowly to reveal the vulnerabilities and the problem. And then you'll be like, wasn't that bad. It was just me.
And then that's the more of the story. It's usually like, it always is me.
If you have any thoughts about, or you tried some of the products, share with everyone below. And thank you again for Plump Shop for letting us share Mediheal's newest line with you guys. So if you're looking for more ingredient knowledge and information and facts, click here. And then if you're looking for our routine videos, click here. Something for everyone. Till next time, see you. Bye. Au revoir.